So today I'm coming to you from my high tunnel where we grow our tomatoes. This is our tomato high tunnel. These are indeterminate. They can get up to 9, 10 foot tall. So they're really big tomato plants. Now, you can also have your indeterminate, that's your smaller plants. But one of the biggest pests out there that can really be destructive, and there's several things that can harm your tomato plants, but one of the biggest problems is the tomato worm or the hornworm. And they're pretty easy to find their destruction. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to flip the camera around here so we can see this. This plant is about 4.5, almost 5 foot tall, and you can see the destruction here as this hornworm has come in and eaten the top. He has topped this plant, which is never good for an indeterminate plant because it can almost stop the growth. Now, in one of my previous videos where I talk about pruning, we talk about the fact that you can let one of these suckers or side shoots come on, keep growing, and maybe salvage this plant so it can keep growing upward. So that's a possibility to let your suckers, if this happens, for whatever reason, if you accidentally top it when you're pruning, or in this case, it is a hornworm. We actually found a couple of these this morning, which is not a good sign. If there's one, there's going to be many more. And there's different ways people find the hornworms. They're very distinctive. They're big. I'm going to put my finger up here next to him. I've seen them bigger than this, but they are fairly big. They're well camouflaged, but when you start to see this type of stripping of the plant, you know that you've got a hornworm. Another thing is I'm trying to find some here on the leaves. I don't see any, but they will leave their telltale signs of poop. And I know that sounds funny, but they will leave little balls of green or dark poop on the leaves. And when you see that, you know you've got a hornworm as well. People use the black light, the infrared light to walk through at nighttime. They'll come through at night, shine on their leaves, and it does make these fluorescent and they're easier to spot. We just walk through and we start looking. We do it in the daytime and just walk through our plants. And when we find one of these, I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and pull him off here. But he has been quite destructive. As I said, he has topped this plant so you can get a good look at him. If I can pull him off here, they really grasp on tightly. So there he is. You can see the hornworm, and they'll sometimes try to bite you. They can't harm you, but in their self-defense, and you can see his horn right there. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. So that's where they get their name, the hornworm or the tomato worm. Very destructive. So just to let you know to be aware of those, if you are a tomato grower and you have whether indeterminate or determinate, um, hornworms are very destructive. And the thing that lays the pupa or the eggs is the hummingbird moth. They're a very big moth. I'll try to show you a picture of it here. When you see those buzzing around, and yes, they are pollinators, so you got to give them credit for that, but they also lay those pupa and lay those little eggs for those hornworms, which are so destructive. So anyway, so that's one of the things I just want you to be aware of as you raise tomatoes. Keep a sharp eye when you come in. If you have indeterminate tomatoes like we do, once a week I come in and prune. I try to also look at that plant, but we walk through every day and also look for hornworms. So blessings over you, your family, your garden. Hopefully you're not dealing with hornworms like I am, and you can get rid of those. Talk to you soon from Whirlwind Family Farm. Also, we have a video right over here you can check out. It'll take you further along in that gardening process, so check that out. We always like when you like, subscribe, and certainly hit that bell for notification. Talk to you soon.